I think we're still good.
Welcome everyone to More Than Money. I'm Mark Manella.
Stephen Ballots.
And we're glad you're with us today. Last show we did, I guess it was a week ago. Today, we did on biblical responsible investing. We talked about retailers because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And everybody loves to shop. And we talked about the concept, the two ends of the candle. The whole idea of biblical responsible investing is to help you as an investor of God's gifts and blessings to you as a steward to utilize those gifts in a way that honor God. So biblical responsible investing evolved as a way for people to invest and worship God simultaneously. Invest and glorify God. Invest and not compromise their Christian values by partnering through their investments with companies that either profit from or promote immoral, unbiblical activities, such as immoral lifestyles, abortion,
pornography,
encouraging or purposely leading people into an addiction that could cause them to stumble or cause them to hurt their relationship with God or their relationship on their way to a relationship with God. So that's the whole idea of biblical responsible investing. So we talked about retailers and we talked about the two ends of a candle. The one end we know is the concept of not partnering through your ownership, which is stock ownership, or lending through buying bonds to companies that compromise Christian values. The other end, and this is what we see in the public often, is what they call boycotting, not shopping at some place that compromises your Christian value, that actually are attacking your biblical values. And we talked about different retailers, and we get the information from Evaluator Services, the #1 screening organization for Christian investments. And they show the pros and cons of everything. Well, we got the information on major retailers and shared that last time. So you could decide as you're doing your Christmas shopping, do you want to help retailers that are compromising your values and trying to degrade Christianity in the world, or would you rather shop someplace that at least are neutral? That was the whole idea of that. And I mean, that wasn't the idea is to encourage people to boycott. The idea was to help bring awareness so that you can make decisions for yourself and also have your portfolios checked so you can see if you're profiting from or promoting those things by partnering in your portfolio. This week we thought we'd talk a little bit about online shopping companies.
The companies,
yeah, because the online companies are the largest retailers now in the world. You know, we have things like
what's the biggest? Amazon.
Sure, we have Amazon, we have Etsy, we have
eBay, everything.
What was that one? Wayfair or something?
Wayfair.
I've never been on it, but there's just all sorts of them, and you'll be happy to know that the majority of them are clean. However, the larger ones, because their content that they do sell, for example, like Amazon, who sells almost anything, obviously is involved in pornography because they allow pornography to be sold through their distribution channels. They're involved in all sorts of ugliness like immoral lifestyles, promotion of immoral lifestyles, because any kind of book or video can be sold on there that promotes these kind of things. So it's hard to look at that and say, you know, I'm comfortable being a partner with Amazon by buying stock in it, because when you buy stock, you become an owner, so you're partnering with them and profiting from the activities that are compromising Christian values and causing people who do not know Jesus Christ as their Savior to possibly stumble on their way towards a relationship with Him, or causing Christians who are have a personal relationship with Jesus to stumble in the relationship with Him. It's really interesting. I'm going to take a little aside here. I was having a conversation with some of the elders at my church, and one of them brought up a friend of ours who is a very wise man and had been around a lot longer than I have, who said, you know, it used to be you had to search really hard to find the garbage, like pornography. You know, you couldn't just turn on your television or turn on your computer and do that. And a lot of people don't realize the computers weren't around not so long ago, or weren't around for everybody not so long ago. But today, it's different. He says you have to try real hard to avoid the garbage, the immorality. I mean, you turn on the TV any time of day. Even if you just have local channels, you'll find something within 5 channels that is promoting immoral lifestyle, that is glorifying perverse sexuality, that is attacking Christianity or the biblical concepts of family. So and that has foul language, that is violent. I mean, it's hard not to find that. My wife and I the other night were trying to find something we could watch that wasn't violent, that wasn't foul, and did not compromise Christian values. Yeah. We couldn't. We have cable, and everything we turned on, we had to say on a scale, maybe this is way down here, like on the Hallmark Channel, but still there was some immoral implications there, But I mean, it just was crazy. So anyway, that aside, what we're trying to encourage you to do is think. God calls us to be aware, conscious, and to purpose, to live on purpose, to His glory. And in glorifying Him, we help others to be drawn towards Him, and we help others to glorify God and have a personal relationship with the one true God. Yeah. And with that said, what I'd like to do is go into a verse in the Bible that is from my new book coming out very shortly. Yeah. We are in the final edits now, and we're looking forward to being able to offer to. By the way, anybody who would like a copy of that book, since it's not out yet, we are offering a free signed copy to anybody who contacts us once it's released, and you'll be able to utilize it. And in that book, there's all sorts of great information on how and what is biblical responsible investing and why it's important to you and I as Christians. And there's other things, including verses, which we're going to deal with today. Yeah. So with that said, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. So this is from one of the devotionals in Mark's book. So this is a little taste of what he has. It's 1 Thessalonians 5:21 through 22. Test all things, hold fast to what is good, abstain from every form of evil. Some have said that their lack of knowledge regarding the possible anti-biblical activities of the companies they own, either through mutual funds, directly in stocks, or through various other investment vehicles, insulates them from the impact of those decisions. But is it so? If one is purposely being ignorant of the consequences of their action, does that relieve them of their moral responsibility for the abuse, the pain, death, and addictions their investments might be profiting from and promoting? We see in 1 Thessalonians 5:21 through 22 that just isn't so. God calls us to test all things, not just some things. All things would include investments.
Amen to that.
Yeah. We are to test our investments, hold on to that which is good, and abstain from that which is evil. Is it possible that He is calling us to be purposeful with our investment activities? Calling us to realize a greater purpose, not at the expense of, but along with the possible financial return on our investments. Imagine a world where money flowed only to those companies that enacted business in a way that glorified God. Imagine an investment portfolio free from evil, which seems very...
It is possible.
It is possible. Imagine a portfolio that has been purposely positioned to do well for financial needs and good for godly means. Test all things. Hold fast to what is good. Abstain from every form of evil. Have you tested your investments? Do you know what you might be holding on to?
So that devotional. What do you think?
It's good, but it just seems like it's not possible to have investments that aren't in those big money-making companies. That's what everyone's in, right?
Yeah, a lot of people are, but over I think it's over 83% of all those stocks that trade on the New York Stock Exchange pass biblical responsible screens.
Oh.
So it is possible. And also, those stocks that have the highest return generally aren't the largest stock. They're usually some of the smallest stocks.
Oh, okay.
So despite what many people think, you can invest with integrity and not compromise Christian values.
Wow.
And of course, that's what Integrity Investors, my registered investment advisory service, was formed to do and to help people do. And if anybody wants a free screening, of course, you can go out to morethanmoneyministries.com and do the screening there, or you can go to integrityinvestors.com and click on Screen My Portfolio. It's free.
Yeah.
You just enter your information and a little bit of information so we can send the screening to you. And we'll be happy to do that. And it's all free, just so you can become aware, awake, conscious of what you're involved in, or maybe not involved in.
Yeah. And Mark, I think you've said on many shows that the number one thing that people say is they just didn't know.
Exactly. Way too often, more often than not, when somebody comes in or somebody has their portfolio screen, something similar to "I just didn't know" is their reaction, because many people are involved in some well-managed mutual funds as far as how the company manages for anything but biblical principles, for fundamentals and technicals, and do pretty good financially with the returns. But maybe up to 40% in owning companies that are either profiting or participating, promoting abortion or pornography or anti-family values or Christian values.
So all the things that people can get out of and
all the things that people are passionate about. Many Christians are sending their money to organizations like Liberty Counsel and others to help fight against these things.
Yeah.
And then they're investing in companies that are promoting and profiting from these things. It's almost insanity, but it's not, because most people just don't know. We want to change that. We want to help the Christian community just glow with the glory of God through their investments.
And again, you can do that by going to integrityinvestors.com. There's a free portfolio screening button there.
Absolutely.
mtmministries.com. We'll be able to screen your portfolio as well. How else can they get a hold of you?
Well, they can call the office at 314-212-1404. They can email us, at
contact@mtmministry.com.
Yep. So any of those work, and we'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you next Tuesday, I guess, as we continue talking about everything financial from a biblical point of view, and helping you to embrace and realize that life is
So much more
than money. God bless everyone.